Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, January 6th at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 694 headlines from 108 fees we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. James Comey, Donald Trump should not be prosecuted after leaving office. Senior officials from the White House Coronavirus Task Force and Operation Warp Speed reportedly urging states to hand out excess doses of the coronavirus vaccine to anyone who wants it. Trump furiously tweets Georgia result is a lie as GOP looks set to lose at least one seat. Trump news, live, President goes on late night Twitter spree after denying rift with Pence. Woman clings to hood of speeding car to try to stop theft of $10,000 puppy. FBI investigating threat to fly planes in the U.S. Capitol, CBS News reports. UPS worker seen on racist rant video while delivering to a Latino household is fired. Your stimulus check might be delayed if you filed your taxes with an online tax preparer. She hadn't heard from her brother in days. Miramar police find him dead in his closet. Attorney resigns from law firm after aiding Trump on Georgia call. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Dozens of Hong Kong opposition figures arrested under national security law, CNN. U.S. 10-year Treasury yield hits 1% for first time since March, The Wall Street Journal. Senator Mitt Romney mocked by Trump supporters at airport, New York Post. Squad members call Georgia runoffs prematurely, we got Mitch out, Fox News. Raphael Warnock claims victory in Georgia Senate race, NPR. U.S. stuns Canada in final to capture gold in World Junior Championship, ESPN. What would it take for NFL to postpone a Browns-Steelers playoff game? We may soon find out, Yahoo Sports. Iran asks Interpol to issue red notice for arrest of President Trump. The Hill. Dr. Dre admitted to hospital after possible brain aneurysm, Los Angeles Times. Officer who shot Jacob Blake won't face criminal charges, Kenosha County. NBC Chicago. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Raphael Warnock defeats Kelly Loeffler in Georgia Senate runoff. Raphael Warnock makes history with his Senate win in Georgia. Trump piles new pressure on Pence. News VP won't interfere in election. Last known widow of Civil War veteran dies at 101. Dr. Dre reportedly in intensive care after suffering suspected brain aneurysm. 40-acre portrait of John Lewis hits Georgia amid Senate runoff races. Justice Department says its investigation into the shooting of Jacob Blake is ongoing. Michael Cohen says Trump has actually convinced himself he won the election. Best-selling novelist Eric Jerome Dickey dead at 59. U.S. could soon give 1 million vaccinations a day, Dr. Fauci says. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Fundraising for landmark diner tops goal. Manatee rescued in West Palm Beach. Healthcare workers receive second dose of vaccine. Fireworks disaster at street racing meetup. State Highway Patrol shootout with gunman. Notre Dame changes remote teaching criteria. Handgun stolen from police vehicle. Paramedic outfits colleagues with face shields. Boy was so determined to build fort that he applied for a village permit. Community testing site launched at theater. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Ossoff shows momentum against Purdue, but race is too close to call. Hong Kong police arrest dozens of pro-democracy leaders. Paris by bike. How Stacey Abrams' 10-year project to flip Georgia is near fruition. Coronavirus has recently infected 1 in 50 in England. Did oxygen outage kill COVID patients in Egypt? Government says no. Justice Department seeks to pare back civil rights protections for minorities. Hacking likely came from Russia, U.S. says. Kim Jong-un opens party Congress with admission of failures. D.C. protests, pro-Trump protesters gather amid warnings of violence. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Fort Hood's toxic culture, red flags raised over mysterious disappearances, sexual assaults. Hong Kong protests, about 50 activists arrested under new security law. Georgia runoffs prompt celebrity reactions as votes are counted. Live updates, Pence has power to block certification, Trump says. Trump renews pressure on Pence, says if VP comes through and decertifies, he will win the presidency. D.C. protesters, police clash on eve of election certification vote, at least 6 arrests. Live updates. U.S. could soon give 1 million COVID-19 vaccinations a day. Warnock declares victory in Georgia Senate runoff, as Loeffler says she has a path to victory. Warnock projected to defeat Loeffler in Georgia runoff. Squad members call Georgia runoffs prematurely, we got Mitch out. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, January 6th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. I feel fine. 107-year-old woman survived Spanish flu, cancer, and now COVID-19. Stimulus check update. How much will new parents receive? 82-year-old Texan dubbed Old Man Steve becomes TikTok sensation. Farm family devastated after Christmas Eve fire kills hundreds of animals. I feel stupid. Woman loses $50,000 after being duped by accused Ponzi schemer. Stimulus check latest. Will you receive a third payment later this year? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Prince William made 3 secret visits to London homeless center. Democrat Raphael Warnock wins Georgia Senate runoff. Zara Holland staying at Barbados hotel as boyfriend is held at medical facility. Australian model Hannah Pereira, 24, turns bedside table into a cloud with construction foam filler. Game-changing rap hack gets a Mexican makeover after being shared by thousands on TikTok. Coronavirus patients could be selected for treatment by lottery. Sense of smell did not return to a quarter of COVID patients after 2 months. The good-for-you comfort food, the guilt-free start to a healthy new year. Proud Boys and Trump fans clash with cops in Washington, D.C. on the eve of the congressional vote. Serena Williams' husband Alexis Ohanian slams racist, sexist ex-player for saying she should quit. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Trump's bitter fight and the fragility of U.S. democracy. North Korea's Kim Jong-un acknowledges painful lessons as economy suffers. The awkward timing of Europe's deal with China. Russia and West clash over Syria chemical weapons sanctions. Buckingham Palace worker jailed for stealing photo album of Trump's UK visit. Fishermen rescue naked fugitive from Australian tree. Troubled Afghan Taliban peace talks resume amid violence, accusations. About 50 Hong Kong activists arrested under new security law. Dozens of Hong Kong democracy activists arrested under national security law. Mexico to vaccinate rural elderly, but still awaits vaccine. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Mr. Mayor review 30 Rock-esque sitcom struggles to get our vote. Georgia runoffs, Democrat Raphael Warnock wins in Senate battle, live. Congolese people have been brutalized since 1996, why isn't the West helping? Coronavirus live news, WHO chief very disappointed after China blocks Wuhan visit, 1 in 50 infected in UK. Fell hives of others, Youth Mahler's images of the real East Germany, in pictures. Republicans face test of loyalty to Trump as Congress meets to certify election. Dozens of Hong Kong pro-democracy figures arrested in sweeping crackdown. Recall of the Wild, South America's new era of nature-led tourism. Virginity tests for female rape survivors outlawed by Pakistani court. Georgia Senate runoffs, Democrat Raphael Warnock wins against Kelly Loeffler. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. More than a week later, FBI avoids terror label for bombing. North Korea holds its biggest political event amid crises. Watch, votes being counted in Georgia runoffs. Live, ABC News Live. Alabama Smith becomes first WR to win Heisman in 29 years. Serial killer Rodney Alcala's photographs, do you recognize anyone? Intel agencies say massive cyber attack was likely Russian in origin. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. National security law, mass arrests among Hong Kong pro-democracy camp. Georgia Senate election on knife edge and vote count. U.S. Congress set to certify Joe Biden victory amid protests. Lies Yamin, criticism of death sentence on former Chinese tycoon. COVID, WHO team investigating virus origins denied entry to China. Trump bans Alipay and 7 other Chinese apps. Stuck in Taiwan, a Brit spearheads campaign to clean up river. The Lagos third mainland bridge, 6 months of traffic woe in Nigeria. Coronavirus, Dutch shock to BEU vaccination stragglers. Palm cockatoo, why a unique drumming bird is in peril. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Thailand scrambles to contain virus, get vaccines. Trump is my president, protesters gather in D.C. a day before Congress certifies election, clash with police at night. Today in history for January 6th. Chicago cops pinned a woman under their SUV for 8 minutes, newly released video shows. No charges against Kenosha police in Jacob Blake shooting, DA says, officer felt he was about to be stabbed. Flynn, Papadopoulos address pro-Trump rally in D.C. Coronavirus updates, 1 in 50 in England infected in the last week, Grammys postpone awards show, Kansas, Georgia, Arizona lag on vaccines. Washington state to ease some COVID-19 restrictions. California woman pleads guilty to federal hate crime for threatening to bomb country's oldest Catholic school for girls. New photos reveal massive canyon on Mars, the largest in the solar system, NASA says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Dr. Dre admitted to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center after signs of a possible brain aneurysm. LA County could mandate hero pay for some grocery, drugstore workers. Millions in California coronavirus jobless benefits sent to out-of-state prisoners. Newsom proposes $4.5 billion in state help for businesses and jobs affected by COVID-19. Rise in coronavirus cases has slowed, but San Francisco braces for holiday spike. New, potentially more contagious variant of the coronavirus spreads in California. Only 60% of Los Angeles Police Department officers, employees willing to take COVID vaccine, internal survey shows. Rose Ochi, trailblazer for civil rights and Japanese-American causes, dies at 81. Palm Springs police exposed to coronavirus after man spits on them. Counselor beaten to death at South LA Youth Hall, 6 arrested, including 4 juveniles. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. American lawyer arrested by Hong Kong police in national security crackdown. Xi Jinping orders China's military to be ready for war at any second. WHO team blocked from entering China to study origins of coronavirus. 9/11 style threat to attack DC was broadcasted over a commercial flight's high-frequency radio. A leaked audio tape of the then head of the Belarus KGB planning the murders of 3 Belarusian dissidents in Germany on the orders of President Alexander Lukashenko, recorded 8 years ago, has roiled European diplomats and intelligence agents. Germany, Catholic officials ask reporters for silence on child abuse report. Reporters walked out of a press event in Cologne after church officials asked them to sign a confidentiality agreement. The officials were due to discuss issues around a key report on child abuse. About 50 Hong Kong opposition activists arrested for violating national security law. Over 50 Hong Kong activists arrested for breaching security law. Media. People in England begin panic buying again as the country enters its 3rd lockdown. The mother of a 9-year-old boy with a rare and severe form of epilepsy has told how she fears her son could die after the government announced a supply of a life-changing cannabis medicine from the Netherlands would stop because of Brexit. Bolsonaro says the best vaccine for COVID-19 is the virus, which has killed more than 188,000 in Brazil. China temporarily blocks entry to WHO team studying COVID's origins. A group of U.S. intelligence agencies on Tuesday formally accused Russia of being linked to the recently discovered hack of IT group SolarWinds that compromised much of the federal government. Iran issues Interpol arrest warrant for Trump. The next headlines are from Forbes. Next, Eyes Arcadia shares jump 8% on flat holiday sales. Warnock beats Loeffler in Senate race. I am going to the Senate to work for all of Georgia. Team USA wins gold at 2021 World Junior Championship with 2-0 win over Canada. BTS beat the Beatles and Taylor Swift to chart the most best-selling albums this week. Trump admin reportedly proposes staggering rollback of civil rights protections. Kyrie Irving scores 29, sparks Brooklyn Nets blowout win over Utah Jazz without Kevin Durant. Confidence India cricket team I-Series lead amid bubble fatigue in Australia. Dr. Dre reportedly hospitalized after suffering brain aneurysm. Pence reportedly told Trump he cannot block certification of Biden's win. Challenging the Giants, Mark Leon's food revolution. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Rethinking travel in a post-pandemic world. Daily briefing, apps predict your risk of catching COVID. What the landmark Brexit deal means for science. Will increasing traffic to the moon contaminate its precious ice? Europe's Green Deal and carbon dioxide removal. Travails of an intrepid platypus counter. Repairing World Heritage human remains with closed window on Darkhanchi past. Africa's reforestation, European Union and United States should step up. Optimizing public services after COVID. Beyond past due, data to guide U.S. school reopenings. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,677,574,161 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Neil Young sells 50% of his song copyright to Hypnosis. Japan cinemas halt advance ticket sales in anticipation of theater shutdown. Sundance cancels SoCal drive-in screenings due to COVID-19 surge exclusive. Dr. Dre issues statement from hospital, I'm doing great. Let's make a deal, the price is right. LA production return amid LA COVID-19 spike. Lashana Lynch to join Netflix's Matilda movie musical. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist team on Zoe's Romantic Choice, new job in season 2. Raphael Warnock wins first Georgia Senate race for Democrats. Taylor Swift's Folklore goes down in the books as the #1 album of 2020. Walter Hamada re-ups deal as DC Films president exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Attorney on call with Trump and Georgia officials, resigns from law firm. Democrat Raphael Warnock wins Georgia runoff. Trump orders ban on Chinese software apps, citing potential espionage. Hospital scrambles to find patients before freezer failure ruins 830 vaccines. Georgia Senate runoff special coverage. In explosive debate, GOP refuses to swear in re-elected Democratic senator. Saudi Arabia and Qatar lower tensions in US-backed agreement. U.S. security agencies, massive computer hack is likely Russian. How COVID-19 attacks the brain and may cause lasting damage. Proud Boys leader released from police custody and ordered to leave D.C. The following headlines are from The Week. Democrat Raphael Warnock projected winner in first Georgia Senate race, unseating Kelly Loeffler. To celebrate the new year, loyal customer leaves juice bar workers a $2,021 tip. The Drudge Report thinks Democrats won both Georgia runoff races, control of the Senate. Trailing behind Warnock, Loeffler says she still has a path to victory. Democrat Raphael Warnock claims victory over Senator Kelly Loeffler in Georgia Senate runoff. Trump denies report Pence informed him he cannot overturn the election. Kim Kardashian is reportedly planning to divorce Kanye West. Dr. Dre reveals he's doing great after suffering a brain aneurysm. Georgia election official says if Perdue or Loeffler loses, it's due to Trump and his actions. With one candidate in self-isolation, the Georgia GOP watch party is a low-key affair. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Sheldon Adelson bets big on Texas casinos. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Here's the asteroid Hayabusa 2 is going to be visiting next. Missing, supermassive black hole with up to 100 billion times the mass of the Sun. Astronomers set a new record and find the farthest galaxy. Its light took 13.4 billion years to reach us. The interior of Enceladus looks really great for supporting life. Chang'e 5 brought home 1.7 kilograms of lunar samples. These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, January 6th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Biggest asteroid to pass near Earth in 2021 is also one of the fastest. Last quarter moon and Spica mornings of January 6th and 7th. Meet Pit Ranger, tiny rover designed to probe the lunar underworld. The next news is from Politico. Here are the senators challenging Biden's Electoral College win. Results for Perdue, Ossoff Senate race. Results for Loeffler, Warnock Senate race. Full coverage of the Georgia runoffs. 2020 U.S. Senate general election results. Badasses in their own right, meet the fresh women of Congress. As cases spike, Europe mulls delaying second coronavirus vaccine shot. Warnock bests Loeffler in Georgia runoff. Warnock pledges to be a senator for all. Trump administration speeds up plan to deliver COVID shots in pharmacies. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Northern Beach is first to benefit from $500 million restaurant voucher stimulus. Victoria pauses back to office plan after latest outbreak, mystery case. Vaccine rollout won't open international travel by July, experts say. Coronavirus updates live. National Cabinet meeting to discuss mutant UK strain. 4 local cases in NSW as more suburbs banned from SCG test. Alerts for MCG. Chadstone. Perth bushfires live. WA fire chief warns of difficult conditions ahead. Fans from select Western Sydney suburbs to be banned from A-League match. The marriage that defined a generation. A love letter to Kim I. Orthodox communities celebrate Christmas. Race by race tips and preview for Wagga on Thursday. Canberra stables looking for a taste of summer at Wagga. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Warnock wins Georgia Senate race, AP projects, as second runoff goes down to wire. The moneyest, my sister became my father's power of attorney, took out a reverse mortgage on his home, and installed a security camera to monitor visitors. Market Extra, stock market futures slip as bond yields pump with Senate runoffs in Georgia on a knife's edge. Gallo completes $810 million wine mega deal with Constellation. The Tell, here's how Bitcoin could soon be worth $146,000 according to JP Morgan. The Tell, Gross says stock market is bullish and that Robinhood and momentum rule. The Wall Street Journal, hundreds of CEOs urge Congress to uphold principles of democracy and certify Biden's win. The Moneyest, my elderly father was physically abusive and will leave his farm to my 2 sisters. Should I contest his will? The Moneyest, I didn't receive a $1,200 stimulus check during the first surge of COVID-19. Will I get a $600 check this time around? Furious TurboTax and H&R Block customers demand their $600 stimulus. IRS says some checks were sent to inactive bank accounts. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Barefoot Winery cannot stomp out irrigators' IP claims. Law 360. Patent searching tips. Inventors Digest. Acacia Research Corporation, ACTG, source 5% on January 5th equities.com. Biden can lower drug prices without Congress doing anything. The Washington Post. Form AK Ionix Technology, Incorporated, 4, January 5th Street Insider.com. How to build a foundation for strong IP protections, built-in. Guardhead raises Series B and names Bob Mylod to board of directors, PR Newswire. Waiver under the TRIPS agreement amid COVID-19, coronavirus, COVID-19, India, Mondac News alerts. Emirates Post will distribute LIDA.net's electronic signature and notification services in United Arab Emirates, PR Newswire. Are patent judges unconstitutional? The Arthrex case explained, Bloomberg Law. The next headlines are from Quartz. Hong Kong has carried out a China-style mass roundup of dissidents. India's richest man shifted his focus from fossil fuels to the internet in 2020. Meghan McCain returned from maternity leave with a family values lecture for conservatives. Wonder Woman 1984 foreshadows Hollywood's giant piracy problem. A tech employee's death has unleashed China's anger towards its work culture. Digital nomads show us how remote workers can find community. In just one day, India's vaccine somehow gained approval to fight the new coronavirus strain. India's internet shutdowns cost its economy nearly $3 billion in 2020. Indian stock markets just had a roller coaster year, and 2021 won't be easy either. An Africa unconstrained by a self-fulfilling debt narrative will rebound after COVID. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Surprise, Singapore backtracks on privacy pledge and opens contact tracing data to police. Philadelphia residents on the hook for $9.8 million for putting the wrong man in prison for 28 years. Viasat asks FCC to investigate SpaceX for space pollution. FBI warns buttholes are now combining compromised IoT devices with swatting because that's the hell we now live in. Part of Apple's abuse of the DMCA against Corellium thrown out, but part of it lives on. Daily Deal, the 2021 complete side hustle bundle. Parler, desperate for attention, pretends it doesn't need Section 230. Lawmakers complain about Comcast's BS expanded usage caps. Hong Kong court revokes bail for Ginny Lai after deciding it didn't interpret vague national security law vaguely enough. 7 years ago, CERN gave open access a huge boost, now it's doing the same for open data. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Lakers vs Grizzlies. Mega Millions. World Juniors 2021. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Dr. Dre. CNN Live. The Weeknd. Stacey Abrams. Kim Kardashian. Gervonta Davis. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Democrat Raphael Warnock has ousted Republican Kelly Loeffler in Georgia Senate race, AP and other major media outlets project. Trump supporters clash with DC police in BLM Plaza ahead of Save America rally, video. Dr. Dre hospitalized in intensive care after brain aneurysm, but reassures fans he's doing great and will be home soon. COVID rule enforcing Karens, including HuffPost Journal, threaten train passengers for not wearing masks while drinking coffee. FBI launches probe after voice message picked up by air controllers threatens to fly plane into U.S. Capitol to avenge Soleimani. Toss-up in Georgia runoffs as Republicans fight to retain slim majority in U.S. Senate. Risk for future generations, Peru clashes with Pfizer over Big Pharma's legal immunity for COVID-19 vaccine side effects. World Economic Forum promotes video game that helps refugees through microtransactions, except it still doesn't exist. India's emergency approval of Covaxin and AstraZeneca vaccines use vague language and lack transparency, health experts to RT. Trump to speak at Save America rally outside White House, warns terrorist Antifa to stay out of D.C. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. This is why the new mutant COVID strain that is ravaging South Africa has scientists extremely worried. Catastrophe is all around us. Assange free to return home if released by UK, says Australian PM. Los Angeles County is riskiest area in the US, FEMA. China arrests US lawyer during massive crackdown in Hong Kong. Marines step up training for China with island exercises off Japan's mainland. Epidemiologist says influenza cases are being counted as COVID-19. Chinese soldiers outfitted with digital combat device that has self-destruction mode. Vietnamese woman dubbed early super spreader starts her own line of hygiene and self-care products. Investing legend turns apocalyptic, bursting of this great, epic bubble will be most important investing event of your lives. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Stocks fall on expectations of Democratic wins in U.S. Senate races. COVID empties Morocco's Blue Pearl tourist town. Democrats near Senate control after Warnock wins Georgia race. For first time, oil giant Exxon reveals full scope of emissions. Trump signs order banning transactions with 8 Chinese apps. W-turn, U.S. exchange may yet delist China telecoms firms. Kim says last 5 years worst of the worst for North Korea. Very disappointed, WHO's COVID experts blocked from China. Dozens arrested in sweeping Hong Kong crackdown. White House announces $3.7 billion aid grant for Puerto Rico. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Eric Trump to Republicans not objecting to electors, their political career is over. DeSantis, our COVID death rate is below national average, some networks have agendas and want narratives. Obama alley father Michael Flegger removed from Chicago ministry pending sexual abuse investigation. CNN's Keeler, we've questioned DeSantis as FL has had a number of issues with COVID response, maybe that's why he was an ass. Report, Vice President Mike Pence does not believe he has power to block congressional certification. Report, Kanye West and Kim Kardashian to divorce. Dr. Dre suffers brain aneurysm in intensive care unit at Los Angeles Hospital. ABC's Carl reports Pence intends to defy Trump's demand he object to election results. Alabama's Devonta Smith becomes first WR to win Heisman in 29 years. Hundreds of D.C. National Guard activated for pro-Trump protests at Mayor Bowser's request. The next headlines are from UPI News. Winnings from $200 lottery ticket lead couple to $100,000 jackpot. Firefighters rescued deer that fell through eyes of Wisconsin River. Watch, plywood crashes through woman's windshield on Florida highway. Watch, shark bites swimmer's fin at California beach. Watch, skier dangling from chairlift uninjured after being caught in tarp. Watch, cat rescued after days stranded on Texas highway pillar. Watch, dog rescued after wandering out onto frozen Michigan River. Jeweler breaks record with 12,638 diamonds set in one ring. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. A rare triple conjunction of planets will crown the night skies this weekend. Preschool director with big hard drives for Uber to ensure kids get holiday gifts, so community rallies to buy her a car. This lizard has his own cookbook for humans and it's utterly adorable. Indian man opens Rise ATM for people in need using $75 K life savings to help others. Adidas to launch plant-based shoes made of mushroom leather to top 60% sustainability for all products. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, January 6th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Thousands of candles recalled in Canada due to fire, burn hazard. Malaysian teen turns pineapple waste into disposable drone parts. Pharmacist accused of spoiling COVID-19 vaccine believed it would change people's DNA, officials say. Michigan business installs ice shanties for outdoor dining. Florida man rides airboat on neighborhood streets, deputies say. The Great Gatsby enters the public domain, and the people want a Muppets version. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Tangential content is the link building tactic your brand is missing out on. GitHub is back in action in Iran again after months. A beginner's guide to data visualization with Python and Seaborn. Scottish trainee acts to convert an old locomotive to hydrogen power. Watch this amazing AI-enhanced montage of Lumiere films, historians will hate it though. The deep dive into running an Oz cloud network can open up six-figure job opportunities this year. A OnePlus fitness tracker is on the way, here's what we know. The MG Electric Coupe is the British brand's first desirable car in decades. Here are the 6 most exciting space missions of 2021. This Mac app lets you copy-paste texts from images. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Gum disease causing bacteria borrow growth molecules from neighbors to thrive. Dungeness crab fishing industry responds to climate shock. Routine eye scans may give clues to cognitive decline and diabetes. Identifying Canada's key conservation hotspots highlights problem. Climate change caused mangrove collapse in Oman. Advanced materials in a snap. Remote sensing data sheds light on when and how asteroid Ryugu lost its water. Leaf fossils show severe and Cretaceous plant extinction in southern Argentina. Repeated ketamine infusions reduce PTSD symptom severity. Protecting the global food supply chain. The next headlines are from Information Week. 8 work-from-home experiences we didn't expect last year. Redefining the business analyst role. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, January 6th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA astronauts aboard space station to answer questions from STEM students. NASA highlights innovation, technology at Virtual Seat Tech Forum. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Pi will keep its police department, after a judge dismisses Utah's decertification efforts. Georgia counts ballots as U.S. Senate control hangs in balance. Lack of intensity, focus, effort sees Utah Jazz get dumped 130-96 in Brooklyn. The triple team, Jazz show up with no intensity in loss, Royce O'Neal's guard defense, Rudy Gobert's rim finishing. Feds to help Salt Lake City police fight spike in violent crime. Paul Krugman, how the Republican Party went feeble. Las Vegas newspapers back in court in joint operations dispute. Utah ski resorts, out-of-state visitors came for the holidays, we stayed home. Police identify man shot to death at Salt Lake convenience store. Utah's rate of positive COVID-19 tests continues to climb, is now more than a third of all results. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Telegram feature exposes your precise address to hackers. Trump auctions Arctic refuge to oil drillers in last strike against U.S. wilderness. U.S. hack of federal agencies likely Russian in origin. GitHub secures license to operate in Iran. Graphics cards are about to get a lot more expensive, Asus warns. Dell's new monitors have a dedicated Microsoft Teams button. World's worst internet shutdowns cost India $2.8 billion in 2020. Microsoft is building a new Outlook app for Windows and Mac powered by the web. C-Hub, scientists, academics, teachers and students protest blocking lawsuit. Qualcomm president Cristiano Amon is taking over as CEO. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Restaurant owner says she followed the rules but cannot hang on any longer. St. Louis Public Safety Committee passes spy planes bill. Local business brings high-speed internet to rural Illinois. Vandals leave behind thousands of dollars in damages at popular Fairview Heights restaurant. Kansas inmates among first to get vaccine while Missouri prisoners are last. She was there when your mommy got killed. Vickle held for 22-year-old mom killed inside Tower Grove home. Outgoing St. Louis County Council member casts vote over objections. You paid for it. Plans to try and close the workhouse are on hold. Reports, Dr. Dre suffers brain aneurysm in intensive care unit. Torrey Holt named a finalist for Pro Football Hall of Fame. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. SDSU's Gomez hopes to bring Big West success to Aztecs. Push for increased public health enforcement in Carlsbad fails. Leaving home considered high risk in LA County. Some hospital services suspended in SoCal, San Joaquin Valley due to COVID-19 demand. More charges pending for man accused of groping women at stores. County leaders want to reverse past decisions undermining COVID-19 response. San Diego home prices forecast to increase by 8.3% in 2021. Tijuana native getting a shot to try out for Dallas Cowboys. New league offers shot for high school football players to play despite virus restrictions. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Historical Sharp Ratios and Thoughts on 2021, Nasirka, SPY. 50 best performing S&P 500 stocks in Q4 and 2020, Nasirka, SPY. 50 worst S&P 500 performers in Q4 and 2020, Nasirka, SPY. Use Gabala to design winning strategies, Nasirka, SPY. Boss gives staff high-tech cushion, uses it to spy on them instead. Market themes for 2021, Nasirka, SPY. CCPO patrol cars fitted with GPS tracker for faster response. Cebu Daily News. The Central Intelligence Agency wants you to consider a job as a spy. Former Mossad chief to launch retirees political party. Mossad chiefs, Iran may avenge Soleimani killing after Biden inauguration. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Israel and Greece sign biggest defense agreement. German Army awards contract to Rheinmetall to supply additional heavy tractor trailers. Spanish Army awards contract to Escribano for multi-platform swarm system. Australia is set to acquire 2 more P-8A Poseidon surveillance aircraft. Boeing received $21.6 million for support conversion of Saudi F-15S fighters. Lockheed Martin adds $4.9 for 3 next-generation geosynchronous space vehicles. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. The new Fourth Army incident, the nationalist massacre that sealed the winning side's fate. China gives death penalty to former senior banking regulator for corruption. Heartthrob novelist Guo Jingming's new movie mysteriously pulled from cinemas after he apologizes for early career plagiarism. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi begins 5-nation Africa tour. Did the EU rush into the China investment deal before the 2020 deadline? China ramps up COVID-19 vaccinations, approved Sinopharm shot. Box office 2020, China tops world, even though ticket sales were down 70%. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, January 6, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Warnock makes history with Senate win as Dems near majority. Petition launched for SF District Attorney to step down after fatal night crash. Keep California Working Act, relief package to help small businesses gains momentum. Unsolicited ed letters sent to wrong CA addresses. Live updates, Democrat Warnock wins Senate race, second too early to call. Marin County teachers could soon receive COVID-19 vaccine. Dentists cleared to administer COVID-19 vaccine in California. Former San Diego mayor considers running for governor. Suspect accused of stealing Maki order to stay away from San Francisco Zoo. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. About 50 Hong Kong activists arrested under new security law. No charges against Wisconsin officer who shot Jacob Lake. Explainer, what's behind Korea's biggest political event. Explainer, how Congress will count electoral college votes. Panthers say they've interviewed 6 candidates for GM opening. Lakers stretch winning streak 2-4, beat Grizzlies 94-92. Kyrie Irving leads on demand Nets to 130-96 rout of Jazz. Palatine family mourns loss of second dog to coyote attack. Already sworn in, Underwood disregards Oberweis attempt to toss election results. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Study, Seattle ranks as one of best cities to live without a car in 2021. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Argentina. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Peru. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, January 6th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Georgia runoff election, ABC News projects Warnock defeats Loeffler, second race too close. NYPD to join California search for woman who wrongly accused black teen of taking phone at NYC hotel. Dr. Dre says he's doing great after being hospitalized in LA with apparent brain aneurysm. Health officials address luxury high-rise vaccine distribution. Fort Bend Company deputy constable dies of COVID-19 1 month after getting sick, family says. KDISD football player injured in crash continues improving and is walking. Coronavirus Houston, answers to common COVID-19 vaccine questions. Houston Texans hiring New England Patriots exec Nick Caserio as GM, source says. Baytown issues boil water notice due to water main break. Harris County's 7-day high of COVID-19 hospitalizations triggers rollback. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. White scores 21 and Bulls rally to beat Blazers 111-108. Neil Young becomes latest artist to sell stake in his songs. Spurs stop 4-game skid with 116-113 victory over Clippers. Netanyahu re-election hopes hinge on vaccination campaign. Protesters backing Trump roll into Capitol to cheer him on. Congress set to confirm Biden's electoral win over Trump. GOP's Biden vote revolt is a typical challenge for McConnell. Asia Today China provinces enforce measures as cases spike. California orders surgery delays as virus swamps hospitals. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Judge clears way for Flushing bus lane opposed by local businesses. Extra, Being Dad enters self-imposed social media exile for abusive rant. ICE hunger strikes spread to another New Jersey jail. Coronavirus updates, NYC will launch 5 mass vaccination sites. Schools update, city cuts quarantine time for NYC schools from 14 days to 10 days. Special election set for Bronx 11th and 15th council district seats. Columbia University VP accused of sexually assaulting 13-year-old. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. QED Art Space owner Cambry Crujon making it to 2021. A nearly forgotten photo archive becomes a vivid exhibit of Chinatown's past. The next headlines are from Observer.com. CBD Oil UK, buy CBD oil, gummies, capsules and creams. Alana Hunt's Cups of Nunchai is a personal memoir of lives lost in Kashmir. The Midnight Sky serves up a bleak, dull sci-fi future. Billionaires made record profit, donated record lows in 2020, $0 from Elon Musk. Impulsive millennial buyers are breathing life into the pandemic art market. Queen Elizabeth just cancelled all of the royal garden parties this year. Prince William and Kate Middleton are staying at Anner Hall during lockdown. Wonder Woman 1984 and Hamilton were the biggest films of 2020. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Strong earthquake, 6.2 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands region. Minor earthquake, 3.3 mag has occurred near Sandpoint in Alaska. Light earthquake, 4 mag was detected near Denali National Park in Alaska. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag has occurred near Northern East Pacific Rise. Light earthquake, 4.3 mag was detected near Izu Islands, Japan region. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Bengkulu in Indonesia. Light earthquake, M4.9 quake has struck near Izu Islands, Japan region. Light earthquake, 4.4 mag has occurred near Ice Angel in Vanuatu. Light earthquake 4.4 mag, Northern East Pacific Rise. Light earthquake 4.7 mag, Southern Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Anti-Cov treatment clinical trial crucial for Africa. Stand tall, UN humanitarians. Sir Brian Urquhart, embodiment of the UN. 2021, Year of Living Dangerously. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Central Intelligence Agency rebrands as woke leftists and champions of diversity. Epidemiologist Knut Witkowski, influenza has been renamed COVID in large part. After securing over $38 billion in U.S. aid for Israel, Kushner seeks potential $100 and kickback for his family fees. Portuguese nurse dies suddenly after receiving COVID vaccine. Experimental COVID-19 RNA vaccines are operating system designed to program human DNA, says Moderna. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Warnock makes history with Georgia Senate win. Seattle musician, podcaster apologizes for Bean Dad's story. GOP voters in Georgia back Trump's false claims. Was 2020 a typical year for U.S. deaths despite COVID-19? Did a Portuguese nurse die 2 days after COVID-19 vaccination? Is Nathan Gilroy, the alleged inventor of PowerSave, real? Did 180-day countdown to UFO disclosures begin with COVID-19 relief bill? Utah man pleads guilty in Yellowstone dig seeking treasure. Explainer, why Georgia won't affect electoral college count. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Raphael Warnock pulls off shock win over Senator Kelly Loeffler in Georgia runoff. Georgia nail-biter, Warnock leads Loeffler, Perdue and Ossoff in dead heat. Jimmy Kimmel destroys Trump's million moron Stop the Steal march. Eric Trump threatens to primary Republicans who won't help his dad overthrow election. Seth Meyers shames Mike Pence for choosing Trump over America. Jacob Blake's Black life doesn't matter in our system. White House task force, give extra vaccine away to anyone who wants it. Accused embassy serial rapist lured woman from U.S. to Mexico, feds say. Georgia election officials fed up with sad and pathetic Trump lies. New centrist Georgia group tied to former Trump lawyer. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Democrat Raphael Warnock defeats Senator Kelly Loeffler in Georgia runoff. U.S. tennis star Sam Querrey defends escape from Russia. Helen Viola Jackson, America's last known Civil War widow, dead at 101. Warnock declares victory in Georgia Senate runoff, Loeffler vows to fight on. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Why is January 1st the beginning of a new year? Venus was once more Earth-like, but climate change made it uninhabitable. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Los Angeles EMS workers told not to transport patients with low survival rates. FDA warns of risk in UK plan to delay second Pfizer vaccine shots. US COVID-19 deaths could reach 500,000 by the end of February. Post-COVID-19 clinics help long-hauler patients who exhibit symptoms months after infection. California health leaders predict 1,000 deaths a week as some hospitals face holiday COVID-19 surge. UK's Boris Johnson reinstates national lockdown amid spiraling infections, new COVID-19 strain. New coronavirus strain spreads in US and UK. Cuomo calls new COVID-19 strain highly problematic. Houston hospital offers workers $500 to get COVID-19 vaccine. UK leader orders strict new lockdown as COVID-19 variant surges. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Warnock wins Georgia runoff, becoming state's first black senator as Dems on brink of majority. 91-year-old Brit who joked no point to dying now receives his second COVID dose. Cuomo to fully embrace mobile sports betting in state of the state address. Supporters, right-wing detractors and pro-clutchers get all up into 108-foot Volva sculpture embedded in Brazilian hillside. South Korea's death rate finally exceeds country's number of births. George Whitmore, among first to scale imposing El Capitan, dead at 89. Maria Menounos says she's considering starting family in Nashville. Dr. Dre hospitalized after suffering brain aneurysm, says he's doing great. Jimmy and Rosalind Carter won't attend Biden's inauguration. Woman leaps to her death off a Tennessee overpass, clutching her toddler. The following headlines are from military.com. Unidentified U.S. troops who died in Philippines return to Hawaii. The Air Force is now operating MQ-9 Reapers from Romania. CIA's new recruitment website aims to diversify spy agency. Taiwan says Chinese jets made record 380 incursions in 2020. Alwyn Cash's Medal of Honor package is headed to the White House, family says. SEAL Team 6 operator to plead guilty in Green Beret's death. American Legion removes post commander from national leadership role over Proud Boys affiliation. After stonewalling claims, Biden team to consult with top generals overseas. Tri-West settles overpayment dispute with VA for $180 million. An orchard of bad apples weighs on new Afghan peace talks. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Police officer won't face charges in Jacob Blake police shooting, Kenosha prosecutor says, Rittenhouse pleads not guilty. As need for shelter explodes during pandemic, Evanston-based agency receives $80K from public, private sectors to feed households. Archdiocese removes longtime St. Sabina pastor Flegger after sex abuse allegation from 40 years ago is reported. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot says exponential increase of COVID-19 vaccines needed to fight spread of coronavirus. Men who tried to rob a Naperville bank Monday suspected in 2 other bank robberies on same day. After more than a year, public sees video of woman being knocked to pavement by Chicago officer in SUV, seriously injuring her. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, Lightfoot says exponential increase of vaccines needed as 6,839 new COVID-19 cases and 126 additional deaths reported Tuesday. Half of CPS teachers expected to return to schools Monday failed to show up, as CEO calls out aldermen who oppose reopening plan. Why the concern now? The Spin, Mayor Lightfoot says she apologized to Anjanette Young. Kenosha won't face charges in Blake shooting. Today's Georgia special elections to determine balance of power in U.S. Senate. Alleging voting irregularities, State Senator Jim Oberweis contests Rep. Lauren Underwood's re-election in U.S. House. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Hotels that promote women perceived as fairer, less discriminatory. NASA's first mission to the Trojan asteroids integrates its second scientific instrument. Some English bulldogs thought to have cancer may have newly identified syndrome. 2 months at sea to explore the Southern Ocean's contribution to climate regulation. Massachusetts lawmaker wants to name official state dinosaur. Retracted scientific paper persists in new citations, study finds. Evolving the surgical microscope. Sweat, bleach and gym air quality. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, January 6th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Asian shares mostly lower as virus, China as tensions weigh. Rancher Bundy's son arrested in Nevada. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. The latest, Ossoff Purdue Senate race is too early to call. Community, Commission agree, proposed East Bay housing project of grocery tear down too big. San Ramon police seek New Year's Eve shooting suspect. Analysis, here are the best Pokemon Go events for January. Dr. Dre admitted to hospital in LA after signs of a possible brain aneurysm. The last word on Young Lady, Roadshow. Oakland A's lose outfielder Robbie Grossman to Tigers. San Jose State football, members of bowl game travel group still quarantining in Tucson. Macy's to close Richmond location, leaving more dead space at the Hilltop Mall. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Cuomo calls for legalizing recreational marijuana in NY. John Ossoff campaign expects win in Georgia Senate runoff. DeKalb County reports technical issues with 19,000 votes left to count. Hong Kong security minister arrests targeted those suspected of overthrowing or interfering with. Maine students to continue with different college march. U.S. upsets Canada 2-0 to win World Junior Hockey Championship. The next headlines are from The Intercept. While Republicans fractured, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff teamed up, and it seems to have worked. Could Trump still try to attack Iran? Theater of Compliance, new report details how ICE escapes detention center oversight. Far-right violence is going to be a threat with or without Trump's calls to action. Following a spike in migrant deaths, a new law could help identify the dead. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Study reports patient reported loss of smell in 86% of mild COVID-19 cases. Skin-to-skin contact with fathers may help newborns after cesarean delivery. Study finds rising rates of food insecurity among older adults. How effective are educational support programs for children with cancer? Living alone may increase risk of dying after hip fracture. Hydroxychloroquine blood levels predict clotting risk in patients with lupus. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy affects self-criticism and self-assurance in individuals with depression. Cattle grazing and soybean yields. How market incumbents can navigate disruptive technology change. Does a mother's pre-pregnancy weight affect her children's future fertility? The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Democrats projected winner in one Georgia runoff, leading slightly in other, but balance of power in the U.S. Senate still up in the air. Disgraced ex-school CEO Bird Bennett steered $10 more to friends than previously known, CPS Inspector General. Ghost payroll scheme earned CPS Tech $122K while doing no work and living in California, Watchdog says. 2 armed robberies reported minutes apart in Lakeview. Horoscope for Wednesday, January 6th, 2021. Bulls 111, Trailblazers 108, Lavine has all the skills to reach the top, he just needs to develop killer instinct. Coronavirus Live blog, January 5th, 2020, Lightfoot says it may take a year and a half to vaccinate all of Chicago if the federal government continues to lag. Dr. Dre hospitalized with brain aneurysm, reports say. 71-year-old woman fatally struck by 2 vehicles in Gary. Phillips assistant football coach Mike Larson dies at 38. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. The pageant presses pause on live shows again due to COVID-19. Josh Hawley says candlelight protest terrorized his family, Virginia neighbors. Bellwether's Brittany Van Hook graduated to a dream career. Long-running East Side strip club PT Centerville has closed permanently. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Esquire names 3 Metro Detroit spots on list of 100 restaurants America cannot afford to lose. Investigative reporter ML Elric is running for Detroit City Council seat. Michigan Marijuana Regulatory Agency offers guidelines for cannabis-infused beverages. Governor Whitmer kills bill that would clear records for one-time DUI offenders. Dan Gilbert and his company's PAC donated to Georgia GOP Senate candidates. Southwest Detroit Sale Club to offer free COVID-19 testing through April. Michigan legislators debase themselves to humor Trump, and his campaign is still harassing them anyway. 21 questions for 2021. The answers will define what kind of year this will be, for better or worse. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, January 6, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. COVID hospitalization surge in Houston area heads for a rollback. 5 biggest Houston Texans off-season storylines. The Expanse on Amazon Prime keeps expanding its universe. John Allen Stevens shines on new album Return to Form. Joe Biden needs propaganda. Toxic masculinity makes crisis harder. The next headlines are about world records making news. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones brags of world record attendance for a pandemic, Newsweek. Mayra jeweler makes room with 12,638 diamonds, sets Guinness World Record, see pictures, Times Now. Virtual judge at Gore shearing world record attempt, Stuff Co. NZ. Hotel chefs collaborate to help break Guinness Pie World Record, caterer Middle East. Sonic speedrunners go fast, break world records back-to-back during AGDQ, Kodaku. You have to see how the world's first Star Wars lightsaber was made, Dork Side of the Force. How Imaginarium used 3D printing to help create a Guinness World Record diamond ring 3D PMN. Players in EVE Online broke a world record, and then the game itself, Polygon. Watch this 950 HP Toyota Supra set an 8-second quarter-mile world record, roadandtrack.com. Ring with 12,638 diamonds sets Guinness World Record, WDJT. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Mild COVID-19 cases more likely to lose their sense of smell, study finds. U.S. government officially blames Russia for SolarWinds hack. FBI investigating threat on U.S. Capitol building made through air traffic control system. Microsoft's Edge browser finally brings tab syncing to everyone. Facebook's ban on political ads will resume following Georgia Senate runoffs. Trump admin clears the way for bird slaughter. Twitter is buying its way out of being Twitter. Help this YouTuber paint his video thumbnail using nothing but comments. FBI warns schools to buckle up for more cyber attacks. This unusual star is unlike anything astronomers have seen before. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Mandorah in Australia at 108.14 degrees Fahrenheit or 42.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Verkhoy and Skich in Russia at minus 60.34 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 51.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Bucking Trump, NSA and FBI say Russia was likely behind SolarWinds hack. In a parting gift, EPA finalizes rules to limit its use of science. Court says Uber cannot hold users to terms they probably didn't read. This P2P car-sharing company has a plan to boost black entrepreneurship. Telegram feature exposes your precise address to hackers. COVID-19 contact tracing data is fair game for police, Singapore says. Birds of a feather flock together, but patterns change with emission. OnePlus brings a 90Hz smartphone to the US for $180. Waymo CEO, building safe driverless cars is harder than rocket science. DOSBox Pure for RetroArch change to simplify classic MS-DOS gaming. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Ossoff campaign, we fully expect he will have won when all votes are counted. Reverend Raphael Warnock projected to defeat Kelly Loeffler in Georgia Senate race, NBC News. Americans flock to thank Stacey Abrams for her campaign to turn Georgia blue. Time to concede, Kelly Loeffler mocked for refusing to admit Reverend Warnock will win. Seth Meyers celebrates Trump being relegated to rallies at bingo halls after leaving office. Georgia official, DeKalb County will have massive Democratic vote update soon. Trump is still deluded Pence can steal him the election, and could turn on him in fury, report. Georgia GOP chair panics as Lunt cites billboards in predicting GOP Georgia defeat. Dr. Dre is in intensive care unit after suspected brain aneurysm, report. Watch, Alex Jones proclaims he will not recognize Chinese communist agent Joe Biden as president. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Raphael Warnock wins historic Georgia Senate race. It looks like Democrats may win the Senate after all. Where are the Bitcoin billionaires? Lunchtime photo. Gun sales surged in 2020, so did gun violence. Wednesday's protests are primed to turn more Trump supporters into dangerous extremists. Quote of the day, coming to play golf is not what I would consider an essential purpose. A legendary music club faces permanent closure, but crowdfunding is on pace to save it. Raw data, vehicle sales in 2020. The US is middle of the pack when it comes to vaccine skepticism. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Explained, what is Proxima Centauri, the Indian Express? Human bodies aren't built for extraterrestrial life, and other observations from our healthcare panel's 2021 Outlook, News, MM&M, Medical Marketing and Media, Medical Marketing and Media. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Aptenics to participate in H.C. Wainwright BioConnect 2021 Conference, Odessa, American. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The scientific quest to stop our bodies aging, and the questions about how society would cope, in news. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, January 6, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. UFOs, what happens when a government cover-up turns out to be true? That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, January 6, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.